Oh man, this is trying to. See. Guess I gotta hook up GoPro. Hey, dog. All right, let's see if we can get this to work. It says active. That's okay. There we go. So, what's up, everybody? This is actually the first time I've went live from my new pit area. So we got 3 people on here and 1 person liking. See if I can figure out how the. It's been a long time since I did this. I'll wait and get a few people get on here, and I'm messing with some crawler wheels. Just putting them together. I usually use. I can't remember the name of the program. This is using directly through YouTube, so it wouldn't start at first because it didn't have it's set to work on the GoPro, and I had to hook the GoPro up. So y'all say hello. Let me know you're here. Let me know you can hear it. I'm just screwing together some new bead locks. Putting some 2.2s on some 1.9 ruptures. Not pod beam. What is the? I can't share other screens and stuff from this window, but that's not. I'm not gonna be on here long. So what I'm doing, so I'm testing out some Ninjora 2.2s on a 1.9 tire. I've been using Ninjora 2-stage foams, been working really good on the 1.9, but that's not gonna fit obviously because this is 1.9. So I'm gonna print some TPU inners and use the outer foams. See how that works, just for testing. Somebody say hello. Let me know this thing's working. I don't see anybody chatting. A little bit under the weather. I'm here at the house alone tonight because Pit Chick is at the lake where we were earlier this week. She's coming home tomorrow. So I've got my TPU drying in the printer. I got my X1 carbon back there. Got the TPU drying, and it's going to go 8 hours. I'm just getting these ready. I'm gonna start a print in the morning. Y'all make sure you say hello. Nobody on there. Planning on going out to Moss Rock Saturday and testing a couple different tires before I try these. Somebody say hello. You can leave some super chats down there if you want to, super stickers. That's never really went far for me. Three whole people here. Nobody's gonna say hello. Somebody gotta say hello. I don't think this thing's even working. I won't type on here. Oh, there's somebody. Matrix Renegade, what's up? Thank you for letting me know it's working. I was wondering if anybody was going to say anything. I hadn't done a live in a long time, actually, since I sold my trailer. So this is my first time since I've gotten back in the house. Oh, thank you. Hadn't been doing near as much lately just because I lost the track. So I've been doing the crawling stuff, and it just hadn't really been hadn't had as much response because my crowd's usually into racing. So kind of backed off a little bit. We'll get back into it a little here. So still racing every now and then. The only race car I got now is my HB 2-wheel drive buggy. I go down and race that in Mobile over Columbus every now and then. But most of it been crawling because it's the only thing really local to me. It's got my custom LCG build here. I'm fixing to do some major changes to it. It's working really good, so I'm going to change it. That's the only way you can get better, right? A little bit under the weather. I went had a vacation early in the week at Smith Lake, Coleman, Alabama, Crane Hill, Alabama. I got a little sick, and took some Mucinex and Sudafed and everything is sinus stuff. So it's feeling pretty rough. So did a COVID test and I passed it. No problems there. So that's good. Then I got some Mucinex and started getting a lot better. Then today went back to work and felt like garbage pretty much the whole day. I'm trying to get rid of it. So what I'm doing right now is working on some new bead locks. So 2.2. I've been running 1.9s. Where's the camera? There it is. 1.9 is what the ruptures are made for. And I bought some 2.2s, a little bit bigger. We'll stretch them out on the 1.9s to see how it does. Some people say it works good. Some people say it don't. So only way you can find out is try it, right? I'm gonna do it a little different. I'm gonna make my own two-stage foam. Haven't done that. I've made some whole inserts. Are those wheels for the tires? Yes. So let me hold on just a second. So here's what I got now. This is there's not really enough light right here. I need to work on that. So this is let's see if you can see it better. This is the 1.9 with the J Concept rupture. See if I can get a little better light here. 1.9 inch wheel like this for the rupture. Oh my gosh, that just landed on my laptop. So here's the rupture. Oh, this lighting is terrible. I'm so sorry. I guess I'm gonna have to work on that. I get my light needs to come over here, I guess. So it's 0.3 millimeters or inches bigger diameter, so it should stretch the tire out a little more. Haven't felt that yet, so I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work until I try it. So, thank you. So what I'm doing now is these are beadlock wheels. They bolt together. You bolt this part of the rim on, and then the backside bolts on, and it squishes the tire on there and holds it really tight. Kind of heavy, so it's not something you would use in racing. It's more of a crawling thing. A lot of screws, so that's why I'm just sitting here just screwing it around. Yes, one more to go. So I got two different tire foam setups. So inside the tire, you've got an inner section. It's two stages. The inner section is pretty stiff. That keeps the tire from rolling over as much. Then the outer foam that's a little soft. I do those, and then I've got another set that I've been trying. Same intersection with hair buns on the outside. They're a little squishy, but they're a little more progressive, so they get a little stiffer as you squish them. They're not quite as soft as those. But another thing I've done is narrow these up a little bit. I don't know if you can tell. They're a little narrower. So that's another tuning option I've been working on. Got it doing pretty good. For the most part, I've tested. I did a video testing these back to back, and these were definitely better. But got two different tires. These tires are some I put some tire compound on that makes them softer, and they seem to do a little better even after I switch them back out. So still undecided. A lot of screws. Let's see if I can. I'm gonna count how many screws there are. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24. 24 screws on the front side of each wheel. It's a good bit. There's some kind of spam message on my phone. Hang on, I'll be right back. There's Ellie, our dog. I don't know. Come here, Ellie. You want to see everybody on YouTube? Come here. Look. Look right here. Ah, she's going up under the table. She likes to look out the window right there. Thought there'd be some more people get on. Should have shared a few more places. See if it's on my Facebook. Okay. I was going to share it some more places. It was too much work. Nice looking room to work on your cars. Yeah, I had a trailer and I did everything out back. Actually, used to do it at the track, and we lost our local track. So I had my trailer in the backyard, and I was doing that. So I had to do something. I moved in this front room that was pretty much a storage room, and I've got my 3D printer over there. I've got all my RC stuff and a little bit of junk. I've got a knife collection. You can see right back there. In that case, some of my pocket knives. I've got a couple of rows of them over there. Pretty neat. I got still a little more organizing to do, but for the most part, it's easier to come in here in the house and work on them. I need to share that on another page. Maybe a few people will chime in if I share it a little more. I haven't had the motivation I used to have when I started the channel because it just hasn't been taking off like it used to. The crawling crowd is a little different. What's up, Rockin' Coop? What's happening? That's Cooper Phillips, right? Cool beans. I thought I remembered that name. I'm just in here screwing around with my crawler, trying to test some new tires, new wheels actually. Not much going on. I got some 1.9s, what I usually run. I don't do competitions. It's kind of weird to me. So, but what we do, we got a local place that's really cool. It's a park that has these crazy big rocks and everything. So there's all these lines and everything that everybody tries to go. We just go out there and have fun and talk a bunch of crap and see who can do what. And it's fun. It's just something to do. I don't get to race as much as I used to, so I like the challenge. It's the lines that we run are, some of them are crazy difficult, and just a regular crawler won't do it. So I built this thing, kind of on a budget. Everything I do is somewhat on a budget. I didn't want to put a lot of money into something and try it. So Texas Hill Country, what's up? Just screwing around with some crawler wheels, just assembling some bead locks, some 2.2 bead locks. First time I've had 2.2s. I'm gonna try them on this 1.9 tires. On axial, yeah. I started with let me see up there. My trail truck is this is what got me started on this. When we lost our track, I bought this thing with the intention of it has a lot of aftermarket support. So it's an Element Trail Runner, and I bought all the Night Customs stuff and the 3D printer and started making all my own parts. Now it's kind of fun and everything. And I built a trail behind the house. It's still fun. But a buddy of mine brought over his rock crawler and a serious one. So I had to build one. So I didn't want to spend a ton of money. So I just got to looking. I bought one little piece at a time. And I want to stick with Element because it's an associated made thing. I was kind of a little familiar with that. And it's, being a racer, it's just makes sense. So I bought an Element kit, and I bought this Endura, or not Endura, but YXF. It's an Amazon chassis. And then I just bought a little piece at a time. And I didn't spend a ton of money, but it's awful fun. And then, I just add to it as I go. And, man, this thing will crawl with the best of them. People spend a lot more money than I did, and I can't hang with it. It's pretty fun. Original SCX10. Hey, there's the guy that got me into it. He has one of the old school SCX10s, and hardly anybody can touch him out there. So it's you ain't got to have the latest and greatest. You just got to have it set up right. So what we do is a little different than some of these comp crawlers you see, and it's more vertical stuff that's like really difficult. So, ours are a little heavier in the front. It's got a lot of brass in the front. I don't know if the light's terrible in here. Got brass. It's really heavy. It's about 6 pounds. The car started off at about a little under 5, but all the weight went in the front. Everything's on that front axle, and man, it really works good. Yeah, these tires are, they're a little old. I got 2 sets of ruptures, which to me, the J Concept ruptures are the only tire. Everything else, I've tried a few others, and that's hard to beat. They got some new ones coming out that are similar, a little like comp size and everything. like I said, I'm not really interested in crawling. I mean, competition. You know, it's weird. I put these things all the way together, and I have got a ton of screws left. They didn't. Usually, they don't send you any extras. They have like one or two little extras. This one's got a whole pile. Looks like they sent me enough to do 2 sets of wheels. So, what my plan is this weekend, I'm going to do one more test. I've got dual stage foams, stock width in Jora, and one that I narrowed up because I thought these were too wide. Last time out I went, I thought these were better. So just for the hell out of it, I switched them out, and these seem to do better. But there's 2 different sets of tires. One of them I sauced with some tire compound. One time I thought I ruined them, but they actually, once I rode them a little bit, they came in and did good. So I'm going to test them out one more time. This time I'm going to swap the tires, which is a little bit of work. Swap the tires between the 2 foams and see if that had anything to do with it, because I felt these and they didn't feel right. They felt different. So I need to not get these separated. Let's do this. So these are pretty cool. The inner piece goes in there, and I'll take the tire and turn it inside out, and then just put it down there like that. I don't want to get these tires mixed up. And then they just bolt together. See if I can get this other one together. Let's see. I think I have the real XS10. Looking to race a two-wheel drive this winter. How's yours been? It's excellent. As a matter of fact, I was just talking about a second ago. I just ran it at on track, carpet track in Mobile. It was fantastic. Now, I probably should have spent more time making the car do a little better, but it was so good right out of the box. And this is a stock class too, 17.5 Blinky, which I've never really messed with. So I didn't have quite the speed I needed out of the motor, which I've learned a lot since then. I'm anxious to go back and try again. So I got a handful of things I want to try. I came in second. The guy that owns the track, he's on another level, so couldn't hang with him. So, but yeah, I love the car. I got to get some more parts. I need to get with your dad and get some more parts. I got to have some of the new arms. I've been meaning to do that. I got to get some new arms. I still got the other ones on there, you know. I got to get the new arms. I want to get some more carbon braces to add to the rear. Now, something else I wanted. I think I want to get a spare rear tower or something like that. But before I go, I'm going down there next month again. I got my motor turned up. It should be awesome. So, okay, cool. Yeah, I got to get some of the new arms are the big thing. I just hadn't been racing. I forgot about it. When I got down there, I said, man, I should have got some more arms before I went. So I know somebody told me the new ones were available. Okay, I'm going to put these together before I forget about it. It's really cool. You just put this yeah, I've heard they're much better. Like I say, I had so much downtime, I didn't get up. But I think we're having another race next month. I'd like to get me some before then, so I'll probably do that. I'll probably get with it and do that. No rush, though. I think they just had their race past week, but we were going on vacation. I couldn't go. I'll make the wife mad, you know. See, and I've heard a lot of people are using the 2 sets of rear carbon inserts to stiffen the rear arms, especially like on carpet, like I've been running. I want to try lowering the center diff. I had it up high. There was one more thing. I should have wrote all this down. Something else I wanted to try. But the big thing is the motor. I didn't know nothing about stock racing, so I just threw it in there. Blinky. It had 40 degrees of timing. I looked at the current draw, and it was like 2 amps. So it needs to be like 6. So I got to looking at that, and I turned it up to where it's drawing 6 amps, and it seems to be much stronger just messing with it on the bench. So shock position, no, I don't think I was going to try the shock position. I was somewhat happy with that. I know I was going to mess with the gearing a little bit. The gearing in the motor was the biggest thing, I think. Oh, droop. I set the droop the way I forget who showed me the carpet setup. I set a real low droop like they were running, but they were running a little bit different type of track. This track, the way the jumps are, it does without a lot of, well, with the droop I have, which is not much, it upsets the car a little bit when you land. The landings aren't. Sometimes you're landing flat off of a decent sized jump, and it needs a little more rebound. I think the ride height was good because it was super good in the smaller sections, tight turns. There's the 1.9s. I don't know if you can. Looks on my screen. It looks dark. I like the copper. It's pretty neat. Put it back on the truck or I lose it. But yeah, that carpet track is a little different. You only run the 1/10 on track once. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. This one is awesome. This track is really fun. It's a little different because they run oval on this track. They run road course on it, so it's super smooth. They do a lot. They take a lot of effort in keeping from messing the track surface up. So you have to run slicks. So the tire to run is a silver J Concepts smoothie. It's a little funny tire prep, and you're running stock only, so it's not as hard on the track. So another thing, like if you got screws that come through, you got to have acorn nuts on it. You got to have a chassis protector. They're real picky about keeping the track, which I understand that. But the tires, once you get them broke in, break-in is a little complicated. The tire kind of rubs off, and you have to rub it really hard to get this goo off of it. It's really strange. They use one tire sauce, SXT 3.0. It's the only traction compound you can use. It's fun. It's the tires don't wear out. The cars don't break. They're not going super fast. Now in the turns, it's crazy grip. So I love it. So the most ancient HB 4-wheel drive. Hey, now my D418 was the baddest 4-wheel drive around. I had worked on the setup a lot, and I think the setup is on. I got a video for it says the best setup for your D418. It's still that car. The guy that's got it now, I sold it because the new one was coming out, and sold all the parts and everything. I wish I'd just kept it. And it's still kicking butt. Now I sat next to Little Bump and Speed Bump. at that last race I went to, and they were struggling a little bit with the axles. I think they hadn't quite got that figured out yet, but it was still new to them. They don't have the track. You know how when you put a new track out there? Oh, the 413. Hey, 413 is still good. I've seen some people that when our track, we had a couple people with 413s and they did great. My car, the setup was a little strange compared to some of the Associateds and TLRs and that kind of thing. Like my diffs were 7, 15, and 7. I tried all those real high diffs. Now, I didn't do this on carpet, so that's different. But on dirt, 7, 15, and 7 was money. So these crawlers have been pretty fun. We went out this past weekend. There's this one. I've already got these on there, but they're pretty soft till about halfway down, and these are soft, but they get a little more progressively stiffer as they reach that intersection. The difference is they're narrower, so they got a little more roll on them. Sometimes that seems to do better, sometimes not. So before, I thought these were better. This is one of the hair buns. Those did better with these tires. Those foams did better with these tires. So this Saturday, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to do the soft tires, the soft ones, which I thought I tore them up. These tires get worn out and looking like they're no good anymore. That's when they work their best on these. So they're a little different than the race tire. JRXT in the next mini class. Cool. Yeah, I wish that carpet track was closer to the house. I'd be there every time the doors are open. It's fun. Well, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna stay on here. I just wanted to get that going. I got I'm printing TP. These things are a little wider too. That's kind of not sure how that's gonna work, but they're good looking wheels. They got another little gold piece in there and some gunmetal. I think they'll look good on there. A buddy of mine that's one of the local guys here that usually dominates everybody. He told me they wouldn't work. So I was like, well, I'm going to buy some and try to make them work and see what happens. The carpet track is expanding as there was a batting cage in the area, and they removed it, so now it's bigger. Man, that's cool. Is it a pin tire carpet track? Let me show you the tires. Here's the tires I ran. Yeah, I've never done the pin tire carpet track. That'd be fun. I don't know if you can see that. But I mean, these tires, I've ran. Let's see if you can see them in the light. You can't tell. It's too far away. Super smooth. The tires look brand new, and they last. The bead doesn't come off. Doesn't start wearing off like it does on the mod stuff on the dirt track. Like go to Columbus, you got to glue the sidewall, and then the bead starts coming off. It's kind of a pain. But this, let's see. This is a tire I ran at Columbus. So I had to glue the whole sidewall because it wants to bite too hard. but it just cracks and breaks and just one event pretty much all that lasts. You can run them a couple of times if you're on a budget, I guess. What wheels are you running for the 2-wheel drive? That's what I wanted to ask. Associated, J Concept Associated size wheels. They work great. So like we run at Columbus, you have to. They're slicks too, but they're more like they don't have the right compounds to run the smoothies. Now, one thing to note about running those wheels, under the hub, I had to put it's like the axle, the machine part of the axle comes through a little too far. So if you just tighten down an associated wheel in there, bottoms out and it wobbles a little bit. So I put two clutch shims under the hub to space the hub out just a little bit, and they're perfect. They've been perfect ever since. I hadn't tried any other hubs or anything, or the hexes, but it's been good. The setup I got on there is pretty good. I use a D216 70 tooth spur. I can't remember what the pinion was without looking, but 17.5 stock is a blast. I love it because you're pushing the car. You're running it wide open. It's a little track, so you're pushing it, and it's a lot of fun. I just want to get, the competitive side of me wants to get it more dialed in. When I went to this particular race, I was just so happy to be able to race again because I hadn't been able to race in a while that I just left it alone. It didn't mess up at all. Stock spur, 24 tooth pinion with a 5.5. Ooh, 5.5. That's pretty nasty. I ran a 5.5 at Columbus in mine, and it was pretty crazy. I had a 7.5, and I had a fiasco that event. I hooked the battery up backwards and caught the car on fire. So I toasted that 7.5 motor, and all I had for a spare was my wheeler motor, except 5.5. So I put that in there, and I just had to just baby it all around the track. It was stupid fast. So I ran this stock class. I didn't know much about stock class, the blinking, all that stuff. Never really looked into it. So I just thought you couldn't adjust the can. So I'm running around with the stock settings on the can timing, and it had no power. It was terrible. Now in the turns, I wasn't wrecking. I was just punched and running good. So Finn runs 4.5. Good grief. He's a machine. I could drive my 5.5. I turned the radio down a little bit. I could drive it okay. You just have to feather it. I like to push it a little more. So I would rather run a little less motor. Last time I went to Columbus, ran mod, I ran 10.5 and put some boost in it, and it was crazy fast. It was way more fun to drive, I think. There was plenty of speed. If I would have had I don't think I'd have been faster with a lower turn motor because I would have had to been feathering it. So with this 10.5, I could push it more and had plenty of speed on the straightaway and everything. Just used some boost in it and was pretty impressed. I need to get back down there. I kind of want to do another car and have me a mod car and a stock car. That's the ideal thing because switching back from mod and stock is a pain in the butt because you got the sway bars and the different droop and all that. So I don't know if he said got the sway bars off of 418, just bent them a little bit, made my own stuff to make the sway bars work before there was anything available. this thing, I spent a lot of time on the wiring and everything. So it's, I don't know if you can tell, not enough light. It's, let's see if I can get my light on my phone. This is kind of ghetto. It's super clean. I'm pretty happy with it. I never was a 10th scale guy. I ran a lot of 10th scale, but I was mostly 8th scale and nitro. Always loved 10th scale, 2-wheel drive, but now I'm loving it. Yeah, I think mine is the 4400, the low profile Performa. What is it? It's 4400. Yeah, 4400. This is a low profile. It's borderline of not being enough. It seems to work good. Most of the racing I've been doing with it's like 6 minutes, so it's usually fine. Texas Hill Country says, just finished restoring my Kill Show GT2 car. Got ran over a few days ago. Ran over? I had to get run over. You're driving around, a car came by? That sucks. I always liked the GT2 stuff, the GT cars. HB had a couple of them that I always wanted to get, never did. There's a place, there's a place local to us that does a lot of GT stuff. Running the street, Silverado ran over it. Oh, man. Oh, you got the GTE car. I always wanted one of those, but I was too busy spending my money on other stuff. And there's a place somewhat local to us. It's about an hour away that runs those out they got an industrial parking lot. They set up cones and everything. And it looks like it'll be a lot of fun. They set up a track out there and they're super fast. Maybe I'll do that one day. Never got into drag racing. They drag race out there too. I like on road too. I've never really raced on road except on VRC Pro. This thing looks so cool. I got to turn around the other way so I see it on the screen. Love that Creed body. So there used to be a hobby shop local to us that did touring cars. That looked like it'd be fun too. Yeah, this body's turned out really good. It's about wore out now. And the lighting here sucks. It's got the patina paint on it. First time I ever did that. I've got another one of these that I hadn't done yet. And I've got one of the new F-150s coming that's cab only. This light is too much for that. Can't see it good. But let's see if I can pull it over here this way a little bit. It's the patina paint. You do first you do I did gunmetal under the bottom, and then white on top. Then you sprinkle some salt on it. Then you spray primer on it, which is like a red primer. Then you take your hand, knock all the salt off, and then I sprayed a little more primer, a little more salt, knocked the salt off as it dried, and then painted this is a GM engine green, which is kind of a retro looking color. Sprinkled salt and then sprayed it, and then just start sanding on it. Take a knife and run in the little body lines and everything, and then just sand on it until it looks right. And then I sprayed it with some flat clear. It turned out really good, and I've been beating the hell out. The cool thing about it is it looks just like it did pretty much the day I painted it, because it's supposed to look rusted and wore out. So I'm pretty happy with it. I got another one, hadn't painted yet, and I got one. I just ordered the F-150 cab only. Kind of excited about trying that one, but I got a new chassis coming. I got a poised chassis coming. I'm going to change the setup completely just to try it out. If it doesn't work, this one works so good. The only thing is it's a little low slung, and the belly drags a little bit, which that makes it work good in other places too. So this new poised chassis has got some incredible rake on it and a big open spot under it. When it's sitting on the ground, you should be able to run your fist under it. So we'll see. If it doesn't work, I'll put it right back like it was. So it's pretty fun. I'm gonna stick with all the element stuff as a base. A lot of the guys that are building those are going these crazy transmissions and wide portal axles and everything. I don't really care for none of that. I don't think it's necessary. I think this truck works so good, if I can just get a little more breakover clearance, I think it'll be unstoppable. So we'll see. I've been 3D printing a lot of stuff. Here's one of my cell phone holders. This is my cell phone holder I use now. It's a Recaro racing seat. I don't know if you can see the yellow Recaro logo, the bronze cage and everything. Then the cell phone just sticks down there, or you can put business card holders in there or whatever. $3D printed RC10 T2. Cool. I 3D printed a lot of stuff for my trail runner up there. I printed this Metallica thing. This Metallica thing turned out pretty neat. The multicolor stuff of that X1 carbon is hard to beat. It's sitting on jack stands. I got some more jack stands over here that I made for the crawler. 3 pieces. It's got a little pin that goes in there. Pretty neat. I make all kinds of stuff. I make all this stuff for these ladies in bog bags, little logos, monograms, and football team logos, that kind of thing. To draw the stuff, you use a CAD program. I use Tinkercad. A lot of stuff you can find on Thingiverse and printables.com. People share their files and everything, and you can just print them out. Like this is what somebody else designed, and I've just printed it, changed the colors and stuff like that. Sorry. It's bedtime. I made this sauce bottle stand. It's just a star. You can put that star on the screen, and you can take a circle that's just an eraser, and you stick it down in there, and you group it together, and it erases that area out of there. So pretty much ends up like that. So this is these bottles spill real easy. So if you got this on there, when you set it down, it's more stable, less chance of spilling it. So I've sold a bunch of those things. Here's a Alabama logo I made. Goes on a bog bag, so it's got this screw-on piece on the back. They put it on their bog bags. I got Alabama and Auburn and a couple others. Cell phone holders, drink holders, all kind of little goofy things, Now, I've also made all parts for this thing. All the skid plates, this center skid and these side skids, I made those from scratch on Tinkercad. Designed them and drew them myself. I'm going to do the same thing when I get my new chassis. I'm going to make a bunch of parts for it. Had been trying to sell those. The servo mount, it's all 3D printed. I got the servo mounts on the axle and the battery mounts on that mount too, so all the weight stays up front. A pill holder for a tent. I've seen some people have those. I don't know if it's tent scale or not. I'll probably eventually start making some stuff for the tent scale. It's just the RC stuff, for whatever reason, people buy from the crawler guys, especially. The crawler guys are the worst. They they stick with one guy and everybody else is idiots and doesn't know what they're doing. So it's kind of a weird group to sell to. So I hadn't really pushed any of that. So I just been making my own thing, screwing around with it. If somebody local wants one, I'll make them some stuff. But people are, some of the RC people in general are a little weird about that kind of thing. So I'll probably make some more. Anytime, that's the cool thing. Like, I don't know if you can see over here, my paper towel holder is 3D printed. This is pretty cool. This for my DeWalt driver, it just sticks in this little holster right here. So and then it's got a little place for the battery right there. It's pretty neat. I made one that holds some of my calipers and my pliers and that kind of thing. It's going right now. It's drying. The TPU filament is the flexible filament. So this is one of the paper towel holders I made out of the flexible stuff. So see, it bends pretty easy without breaking. So that's what you make tire inserts for the crawlers out of. I thought about making some 8-scale tire inserts. If we should have a local track, I probably would have done that and tested it already, but I hadn't. Just in the back of my brain right now. You think you could design a 2-wheel drive front wing? I'm sure I could, but that stuff's kind of brittle. I don't know if it would hold up. Maybe if it went down here, maybe I need to look into that. You could different material. I've got some carbon fiber nylon. Actually, this is carbon fiber. This material right here is carbon fiber PLA. So it's PLA with carbon fiber infused in it. So it's a little more brittle, but this, I've actually made one of those in carbon fiber nylon. These rock sliders here are carbon fiber nylon. That stuff is super durable. I've made a couple of things out of that's like tools and stuff that really seems to be holding up good. The PLA stuff doesn't want to hold up quite as good. Softer filament is the TPU. Now, that's one of the things I was thinking. If I decided to do that, if you make it out of this TPU and make the infill higher percentage, so it's more solid, it makes it super strong. Like this stuff, you can't break it. You can't, like, I can bend it and pull it hard as I want to. It does not break, but it's not rigid at all. So on a front wing, that might actually work. I might play around with that. I think the way to do it would be make it similar to those 8-scale wings and make it fit this area right here. So if it did take an impact, it would just bend and come back into shape. So you got one on your truggy. Yeah, on like the ones that Chase is selling. I forget what he calls them. Those are pretty neat. Now those, I don't think they take quite a hit that these would take because it's a little more exposed. So I think the TPU might be something to look into doing. If you made it where most of the impact was against that tower, it might be something worth doing. That might be something I do. So I'll make sure I give you props for the idea about that. The thing about the TPU, let's see, this stuff absorbs water, moisture really bad. So I don't know if you can tell this terrible lighting I've got. This is a non-dried. Well, you see it's kind of got some stringing in it, and it's that light might help right there. It's just ugly. Probably strong, but not pretty at all. This one, on the other hand, I just tested. I dried it. See how smooth it is. I dried it for 8 hours. Just put it in there with some heat, let it go, and it comes out much better. Now I made some tire inserts. That was my idea. We'll see on these paper towel holders. On the regular PLA, they're really stiff, so it's hard to change the paper towels out. So I figured I'm gonna make it out of this flexible stuff and see how it does. Well, then it'll probably work, but it might be a little too flexible. Maybe I'd modify it a little bit. So that was just testing stuff. So hang on just a second. Nose is running like crazy. Let's see if I got some of these turns. I've done a lot of testing with these tire inserts, and I've all but given up on it. This is one of the first designs. I took somebody else's and modified a little bit, and it's flexible, but not quite flexible enough. So I made a new one from scratch, and it's way too flexible, like crazy flexible. So this one, I tried it and I drove around these for a while. I never even drove on these because it squished inside the tire so much it didn't even form right. So this one was and it broke in a couple of places. This is a back to the drawing board kind of thing. And those inserts are working so good on those tires, I said, I'm not even gonna worry about it right now. So anyway, I guess we've gone about an hour now, and it's getting close to my bedtime. I got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and start getting after it. So got a good start on these. Hopefully in the morning that filament will be dried out, and I can start making my inserts. And hopefully by this weekend I can go test them out. I may test them out Saturday if they turn out good. Now they feel right and everything. I may actually test that Saturday too. So all right, I guess I'm going to sign off here. I appreciate y'all hanging around, and we'll see you next time.